Good morning and welcome to another edition of Daily Brew, your morning pick-me-up. I'm Art Preuss, pastor of the Naples SDA Church, and want to thank you for joining us one more time. We've been talking about Moses and how God's calling of Moses required him to step out in faith. But now we need to fast forward here. After he has dialogued with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh is reluctant to allow God's people to leave Egypt, God instructs Moses to do something really unique. At this very moment, God tells Moses to tell the people to take a lamb, sacrifice it, take the blood, sprinkle it or rub it on the doorpost of each house in order to save the very firstborn of each family. But it wasn't just humans that were going to be protected. It included cattle and livestock. I mean, can you think about it? If your mom and your dad are firstborns, and you are the firstborn, and you are the only child, and if your parents or your father did not put blood on that threshold, all three of you would have been killed. This interaction, the instruction that God told Moses to give to his people, was to protect them, because God was going to send his angel to pass over them and execute judgment. This was a showdown between the God of Israel and the gods of Egypt. God is the ultimate God. God is the most powerful being in the universe, and now he was going to exercise not just his power, but this was a form of judgment that he gave upon the land and the people of Egypt. Judgment. Does that word bring fear to you? Does the idea and the concept that God's going to execute judgment to you, does that leave you shaking, so to speak, trembling with fear? Remember that when God judges, the judgment is never against his people, because God has always provided a way for his people to come out of that judgment unscathed or saved, so to speak. Judgment is never to condemn God's people. Judgment is to condemn those who don't accept him. When we look at judgment in the Bible, God judges his people differently than he judges those that do not accept him. This morning, as you think about your life, where do you sit with God? I'm sure glad that when we have God in our lives, when we are filled with the Holy Spirit, judgment will pass over us and allow us to become saved. Where's your stance with God today? How have you listened, obeyed, surrendered your life to God? I pray that as you go throughout this day, may you surrender, may you give yourself up to God. May you do that what he's asking you to do. That if and when judgment comes to you, God will pass over you, that you may find salvation. May God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day.